Let's talk about the best HIIT, high intensity interval training exercises for maximum fat burning, okay? Now I'm going to give you examples of lots of high intensity interval training exercises that you can do, and then I'm going to tell you the number one exercise that just blows everything else away. But first let me just explain what HIIT exercises are. It's a super high intensity, short duration type exercise that produces some seriously high growth hormone spike and other benefits. And the cool thing about it is because you're using this high intensity, short duration exercise, you're not going to be doing a tremendous amount of it. So it's a quicker workout, which takes less time for those busy people. But let's just kind of like dissect what exercise really is. You have four parts. Okay, you have the duration or time, you have the intensity of the exercise, and then you have the recovery after the exercise, and then you also have how many times you do the specific exercise, how long you do it, how long do you rest, and then how many repetitions of that are you going to do. So typically when you're doing HIIT or high intensity interval training, you're doing it only for like 30 to 60 seconds, maybe a little bit longer, maybe a little bit shorter, and then you're resting between 30 seconds or usually like a minute to 5 minutes, and then you're doing this 3 times to 7 times. And then as far as per week, you might do it, I don't know, once or twice or 3 times per week. That's kind of like the pattern. Now, if we take a look at why high intensity interval training works, we want to look at these variables a little bit deeper. Intensity is the key factor in exercise that stimulates muscle growth and also stimulates growth hormone. Okay. Now, if we have a low intensity and high duration, a long period of time of exercise. So let's say you're just jogging down the street over a long period of time. It's not very intense, but you're just jogging for like 45 minutes. You will not stimulate growth hormone near as strong as compared if you do a short duration, high intensity type workout. Now, the other key thing about this is this recovery part too, because if you don't recover from this intensity, you're not going to see the results nearly as strong as if you did take in consideration the recovery. Now, recovery is an individual thing. Each person has a different ability to recover. All right, I just want to show you one last thing and we'll go right to the exercises. When you start an exercise and you raise your pulse rate, the way you strengthen it is after you work out, you let your body recover long enough. So when you do this pattern of exercise to recovery, realize that this rest period is very, very important to pay attention to and give your body a chance to fully recover. In fact, I recommend that you use your pulse rate and add more rest to let your pulse rate come down to close to the resting state. So instead of doing a pattern of 60 seconds to a minute, maybe do 60 seconds to 4 or 5 minutes rest, especially when you start out. That way you can minimize overtraining and you can start to strengthen your recovery system. You strengthen your parasympathetic nervous system control. All right, let me give you some examples of HIIT exercises.